Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine. So in this topic we are going to study about the periodic table. Okay, so it is a very important and the first chapter of chemistry ICSC, and almost 10 to 12 marks question will be coming in your board exams. So after analyzing the question paper, even in the section A, the compulsory part also will have the questions from this chapter, and the section B also. So go through these notes. I will also give the link in the description box. Okay, so let's start this topic without wasting your time. So in this periodic table we are going to study about the different trends on in the groups, while the elements looking from top to the bottom in the groups, and also from moving from left to right the period. So what are groups? Basically groups, the modern, according to the modern periodic table, it has the 18 vertical columns, all right, which are like this. These are the 18 vertical columns. Group 1 are the alkali metals, which forms the strong bond with water except hydrogen. All right, the next group is alkaline metals, which is weaker bond with water. It will form weaker bond with water. Group 3rd is from 3rd to 12, that is 3 to 12. These are called the transition elements. Okay, these elements will have two incomplete shells. Okay, two incomplete shells, and these are mostly all the metals. So we are not going to study in details in this topic. So now the group 17 is the halogens. And what are halogens? So like group 17 are the halogens, which is chlorine, bromine and iodine, and they are also known as the salt formers. Okay, because they form the salt. And the last one is group 18, that is zero group, and it is also known as the inert gas or noble gas. For example, neon, helium, argon. All right, these are all the noble gases. Why they are called noble gases? And they are very less reactive. Why? Because they already complete their shells, they already complete their octet in the last shell. All right, now very important thing, electrons in the valence shell determines the group of the period. Now what does this mean? I will explain you with one example. For example, sodium is having the electronic configuration 281. So last valence shell has how many electrons? 1 electron. So it will be placed in group 1. Now magnesium is 282. Last valence shell has 2 electrons, so it will be placed in group 2. All right, so you can just check this. All right, so the last valence shell, the number of electrons in the valence shell determines the group of any element. Now coming to the periods. What are the periods? This is just the overlook. Now we will study about the trends. There are 7 horizontal rows which are known as periods. The number of the shells determined. Now just now we saw that 281. How many shells are there? 1, 2, 3. So it will be placed in third group, and last valence shell has 1. So first group and in the third period. All right, so it is like this. So if in the exam the question comes, so identify, if any element is given, any element XYZ, any element given, identify its group and identify in which period it is kept. So like this you can identify. All right, so go through these notes. I will send the link, and just make the notes and take out the printout of this, and it will become very easier for you to understand. I will just I have added the only important points. Okay, now what is next? The periodicity of the element. This definition can come. What is periodicity of element? It is the property that reappear at regular interval. Okay, and which are there is in the variation increasing or decreasing at the regular interval. They are known as the periodicity of the elements. Okay, that means, what does this means? That the elements after some interval, suppose this is A, okay, B, C, D, E. So A will show the property of E. And again so on. Then E will also show the property of, suppose, J or G. it is like this. All right. So after regular interval, it will show the some variation or the same property. All right. So let's move trends in the group. What are the trends now? This is the important part. The first is the atomic size. So as the atomic size depends upon the number of the shells it has and the nuclear charge on it. So in atomic size, as moving down the group, this is top and this is down the group, so it will increase. Why it is increasing? Because the number of the shells. Here you can see lithium 2 shells, here 3 shells are there, here more than 4 shells are 1 2 3 4 shells are there. So that as this number of the shells will increase, what will happen? The addition of the cells are, so as the number of the shells will increase in the group. All right. The next is the metallic characters. With the same example, you can understand that it will increase. Why? It is the tendency to lose the electron will increase, because as you all know, the electrons, when any atom, suppose X, when this atom will lose the electron, when it will lose the electron, it will attain a positive charge. It will become X plus. It will attain a positive charge. All right. So as the elements, when we see from moving top to the bottom in the group, they will increase. The metallic character will increase because they are losing the electron. Now the next is non-metallic character. Now just the vice versa. So as the metallic character is increasing, the non-metallic character will decrease. Okay, there is nothing to understand, or there is any other funda will be used over here. It's just simple. Now what is the next one? The very important part, ionization potential. Now, why I have written here the full definition? Because there are few terms like ionization potential, electron affinity and electronegativity. When we are studying the elements, when we study these trends in the group and the periods, we just focus on these terms. All right, so that is why I have given the definition. The energy required to remove an electron from the neutral gaseous atom, okay, to convert into the positive ion, so it will decrease. All right. And the groups have the low ionization potential, they are metals, and the non-metals have high ionization potential. So if difference between comes, then you can just note it down. The next is electron affinity. It is just the opposite of the ionization potential, the amount of energy released, okay, when converting the neutral gaseous atom into the negative ion by addition of electrons. So when there will be the addition of electron, it will form a negative ion, so it will also decrease. It will decrease. Okay, why? Because the atomic size is increasing. Now the next is electron negativity. Now all these terms, all these 6 terms we will see when we are studying about the periods also. All right, so what is electronegativity? The tendency of an atom in a molecule. The main word I have underlined, you need to add these main words, okay, when you are writing the definition. And almost I have seen for last 2 years, the definition of any one of these are definitely coming. Okay, so go through these definitions. They attract, the tendency of an atom in a molecule to attract a shared pair of electron towards itself. It's called its electronegativity. So what will happen? The metals, so it will decrease moving down the group. So the metals are electropositive. Okay, just a second. The metals are electropositive and the non-metals are electronegative. All right, hope you have understood this. Now let's study the trends in the period. What happens in the atomic size? As we move from left to right, like here you see sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, here they are decreasing as the atomic size will be there, so it will decrease. The atomic size will decrease. The next, metallic character. Now what we have studied in the groups, the metallic character will increase because they are losing electron. Here the metallic character will decrease. I have already underlined this. The metallic character will decrease. All right. moving when across the period from left to right. With the example also you can understand, like lithium, beryllium, all right, and then boron. The metallic character decreases and the non-metallic character will increase. Now it is just the vice versa. Okay, metallic character will decrease in period, so the non-metallic character will increase. It is very simple. So chlorine has how many electrons? The last shell 7. So when it will gain 1 electron, so what will happen? It will complete its octet. Now in ionization energy, it increases as one move from left to right because the atomic size decreases. Then electron affinity, the atomic size decreases, the electron affinity increases. Now here just an important part, electron affinity is highest for group 17. Why? Okay, for group 17, why? The question will come, why the electron affinity? Now you understand that group 17 is the halogen groups, all chlorine, bromine, iodine, all these are halogens. They have the highest elements of halogen group, highest electron affinity, because they have to add means in the last valence shell they have 7 electrons, that is why they are put in group this, and they need only 1 electron. Okay, we have just studied here the example of chlorine, just now we have studied. So they need only 1 electron to be added to complete its shell. Okay, so the last is electron negativity. It increases from left to right in a period. The second period, electron negativity increases from lithium to fluorine. All right. Now here the first alkali metals and the halogen, this is just the difference between, because there are few one word type of questions can come based on these parameters. All right, so what are alkali metals? 1 electron in the valence shell, here 7 electrons in the valence shell. So just now we have studied, so they need 1 electron only, they need only 1 electron to complete their valence shell. So that is why what happens here, their electron negativity is highest, electron affinity is highest. So next is good conductivity of electricity. This is the insulator, highly reactive, less reactive, large atomic size groups, smallest. Now here ionization decreases, here ionization increases. Then low electron affinity, as we have studied, and just now we have studied that high electron affinity, and they are the reducing agent. Why? Because they lose electron, and they form the electrovalent compound. This is important. They are the oxidizing agent. Why? Because they gain electron and they form the electrovalent compounds with the metals, that is KCl, and covalent compound with HCl, hydrochloric acid. All right children, so just go through these notes. They are very simple and precise. I have tried to make this note especially for your upcoming board exams, so it will be very helpful for you. And if you need anything else, then do comment me below. Okay, so bye bye, God bless you, take care.